to the screen. This is being recorded, so if you do not want to be on a recorded, this is the lawyer in me popping out. If you do not want to be on a recorded video meeting, you are free to exit the meeting, but just so you know, it is being recorded. Okay.
Kristen, I appreciate that, but there's a little head that just popped in that we want to say hi to.
Hey, Francis, welcome. Slide over.
Hi, Francis,
you.
compadre.
Compadre.
Hola.
So we're gonna just wait another couple minutes and see if a few more people join us. I know it was a kind of an upside down day for a lot of people, so I'm hoping that there'll be some more. There comes my nephew. That's exciting. So we'll just kind of let it percolate a little bit. I know Pete's on a timeline, but I'll keep my eye on the clock for you too. So.
Hey, Emily, you said you were in the DR with Kristen in November 2019. I was there too. Did you come in the week after? Were you part of the Rotary group that came in the week after?
You're muted, Emily. There you go.
All right. Sorry. Yes, I don't know the exact date, but November, so I must have been, Steve. Yes.
Yeah, I think because Kristen and I were there the week before, and then I know when I left, you were picking people up from Rotary, I think, for the next week, right?
Yeah, she was on that team. So they came in at like
right.
midnight. You left at 2 and they came in at midnight that day. Yeah. Yep.
Got it. Yeah.
So close, but not quite the same timing.
Almost.
Yep.
Why? I'll meet you in person someday.
Well, I'm hoping at some point we have a board trip to the DR as a group. That'd be really fun to do that together.
That would be fun.
We will. You guys stay tuned. So if you would like to join the Joshua 19 Board of Directors, that would be an opportunity for you to go to the DR. You can go without being on the Board of Directors too, however.
Are you going soon, Kristen? May?
That's the plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, the end of May, mostly June, mostly first week of June, Memorial Day weekend. So, hey, Emily, can I ask you to go in and get the link and put it in the chat? So if people haven't given and they would like to.
Yes, give me a minute, okay.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of get us started. Hello to those of you who don't have videos on and I haven't said hi to, and also to the Bowermans who have videos on, but I haven't said hello to. Thank you everybody for being here. Just as kind of a quick introduction, I'm sorry, dog hair in my mouth, go figure. As a quick introduction for those of you who don't know, many of the people on this call are on the board of directors for Joshua 19. So I'm just going to go through real quick and introduce them so that people know that they're not these strangers. But we have Steve Atkinson. He is actually our vice chair at the moment. And Chadron Hazelbaker is our secretary. We have Chelsea Hodel, who just joined us. She's our treasurer. Our chair is not able to be here tonight, but her name is Sarah, what is she now? Mixdorf. And then we also have a bunch of our general members. So we have Mark Baldwin and Emily Osborne and John Mabbitt and Pete Plantenberg are all members of the board as well. So they're here and supporting, and excited to be here and to be part of this kind of an opportunity for us to come together and share what's happening with Joshua 19. They hear from me every couple months. Emily, that link didn't work.
I see that.
Okay. There it is. Perfect. Oh, Chadron got it. Thank you. They get to hear from me every couple months and get the update, but it's never quite enough time to tell everything that's going on. And many of them have gone to the DR before, but we are really fortunate in that we actually have the DR with us tonight. So we have both Miguel, who is our in-country coordinator, and Francis, who is a member of our team, who are joining us this evening. And thankful that the Wi-Fi worked and there's electricity in Fontenegro tonight so that they could be here and join us. Miguel and Francis, do you guys want to introduce yourselves real quick? And just keep in mind that there will be a bit of a delay in the communication. And I tend to get excited and talk too fast and then they can't understand me. So, right, Miguel?
Again, my name is Miguel. I'm living here in Montenegro. And then I've been helping the student and the group of children in the team. And then we are working together for a better future for the children. And I'm glad to work with you.
We're glad to have you part of the team.
Now I'm working as a teacher in a public school here in my town, and that's it. It's a pleasure.
Miguel has a son named Christopher who is on the team. And
Okay.
And he's, how old is he? 13 now, Miguel?
13, yeah.
Yeah. And your other son, is he on the team or not? I don't remember.
No.
How old is he?
He is 10, excuse me, 10.
10.
But he stopped going. I don't know why.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. And then he has a precious 1-year-old, 1.5-year-old daughter too, who is just so cute. So he's a good part of our community.
Yeah.
Francis, will you slide over into the camera so we can see you and tell us about you? Slide over so we can see you. I know you don't have masks on. Francis is always a favorite when we take groups of people down. He's very friendly and likes to get to talk to people and speaks English very well. So Francis, will you tell us about you and about your family? You graduated from high school, so what are you doing now? Tell us a little bit about your life.
Okay, so hello, good evening. My name is Francisco. I live in Fontenegro. I'm 19 years old and I finished the high school, and I will start my study at university at soon. And I'm a member of the Chico team. And I play baseball, right field, off and center field, whatever. And that's it.
And he's been going to school to learn a really special skill. What was it, what is it, Francis? What have you been learning the last few months that you've been using at church?
Sure, yeah, I'm a Christian. Yes. And I play drum at church. Yeah.
He plays the drums. So he's been doing some extra practice on his drums while he's waiting to be able to go to university. So yeah. And his pastor, Sandy, is one of the pastors that does devotionals with the team. Every practice, they have a devotional for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before practice starts. And Pastor Sandy is one of those pastors that volunteers with us. So he's a good addition to our team as well. Well, I'm going to turn things over to a question and answer to Miguel and Francis so you all can learn about life in Fontenegro. But before I do that, I'm going to give just a quick overview. Most of you who are on this call know a little bit about Joshua 1:9, but maybe not some of the specifics. So part of what brings us together today is that there's before I get into the specifics, there's a event going on that we're part of that's called the Kitsap Great Give. And that's the link that Chadron has in the chat box. It is an opportunity for anybody around the world really to give to nonprofits. And then there's a community fund there that does a partial match. So anything that's given today before midnight Pacific time, will be partially matched by the community fund, which is a great opportunity for us. It doesn't cost us anything to be there. And we're able to participate in that and have the advantage of those additional funds. So we've raised almost $8,000 already today, and I would love to beat what we did last year, which was about 8,300. So we're really close. So every little bit is absolutely super helpful. Please go ahead and jump into that, follow that link and make your donation if you want to. But we're also just very excited to give you a chance to learn more about what's been going on with Joshua 9 for the last year. So just a general overview is that we have a team of kids that are like Francis, that are coached by a man named Chico. And he coaches about, Francis, would you say there's 100 kids that come usually? They're muted. Francis.
Again?
Would you guess there's about 100 kids that come to practice usually? From the little guys to the big guys?
I'm not sure. I don't know, but
It's typically about 100.
No estimado de los niños pequeños o a los grandes, ¿cuánto vamos?
Sí.
so bien.
Yeah.
No estimado.
And they start at age 5 and go all the way up to, Francis is 19. So they go to 19, 20. They'll continue to play some while they're at university when they can. But it's, a goal of many of the kids down there to get major league contracts with Major League Baseball teams. Very few kids will actually end up playing in the major leagues. They might get contracts, but will end up staying in the Dominican Republic at the academies there. Some of them will advance on, but our goal really is that we realize those 100 kids, if they're educated, even if they get a contract, if they're educated, they will have greater success or greater opportunity at success. So we encourage the kids to stay in school. Many kids outside of Fontenegro will leave school and play baseball full time. And that can happen at age 11 or 12. And so to supplement that process of kind of encouraging them to stay in school, we provide meals and equipment, and we pay the coaches so that they have a salary that makes it so that the kids are no longer thought of as a commodity or something that needs to be developed for their own personal financial gain. They are given a living wage instead. So that's kind of the philosophy behind that education piece with Joshua 1:9, and then we sprinkle in the love of Jesus as like the icing on the cake, right? I mean, it's the foundation of everything we do, but it's definitely we're kind and thoughtful about it, and that we have it there for the kids, but there's no shaming. There's no you're not a perfect person, then you don't even think about being a believer, which is a real problem in a community that it tends to be more legalistic in their faith. And so it's very much we love Jesus, we love you, that's why we're here. And Jesus told us to love you, so that's why we're here. And so all of those pieces go together and make this great recipe for a program that is really doing well and thriving and is very welcomed by the community of Fontenegro. So I'm very glad, happy, ecstatic to report that after many, many, many setbacks due to COVID and other things, we are in our final day today of completing our water filtration system. So the community, thanks to a partnership with Rotary International, the community will receive clean water for the first time, hopefully in the next few weeks. The system will be up and running, but they still have to get the business license and get everybody trained. So we still have some steps, but the system, which is the biggest piece and the most difficult piece, is in completion according to the text messages I got today. So I am very, very thankful that that has come to fruition. And that's part of what the team Emily was on when she went in November of 2019. They went down and built the part of the building that houses that system. And it's right across the parking lot from the baseball field. So that's really great news, and we're super excited about that. A team that John went with in 2018 built a latrine for one of the players whose family was in need. They asked that we do that so that the kids didn't have to walk to the bathroom in the night. The mom was concerned about the safety factor. So she approached me and said, we need a latrine. And I said, okay, we'll get one for you. So a team from Bellevue and was it just
Chelsea
Bellevue?
was there too.
Oh yeah, and Chelsea too, that's right.
And your friend from law school too.
Yeah, and Mount Vernon, so the west side of Washington State, went down and built a latrine for the family, and it's still functioning. And there's, I believe, 8 people who live in that home. So it's being heavily used and much appreciated by that family. So those are the sorts of things we do for the community. We also, in the summertime, have Miguel as our English teacher, which is an incredible blessing. And we just open the doors to whatever kids and coaches want to come and learn English so that they can better their prospects for jobs within the country. And it just opens other doors. If they get a baseball contract, they'll be able to read it, which is a huge deal. And so that's sort of an addition. We hope to supplement the educational process further as time goes along. But we're just not quite there yet, but it's coming. So that sort of thing is on the horizon. So I think those are some of the main things I wanted to touch on. Board members, is there anything that's burning that you think that we should share with everybody today of what their money goes to support if they decide to support the organization or anything like that? And then we'll open it up to question and answer. Anything else?
Kristen, I think, just to emphasize that it's really about the community, and we were learning that last night when we were talking to Miguel, that what's happening there is really about the community too, and I think that's it's that a secondary impact sometimes is even more important than the primary goal. So that's just something I'd throw in there.
Yeah, that's great. Perfect. Anything else? Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, this is Peter. I actually have to run, but I've been on the board for about a year now, and I'm just so proud to be part of this organization. So it's kind of amazing, and it's been cool the last 2 days to see Francis and Miguel kind of and see some of the impacts we have. So yeah, I just want to thank you all for joining tonight.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it.
I think one of my takeaways for me personally from being down there with Kristen last, it's almost a year and a half now, was going to practice and watching the kids and watching, there's something really cool about watching kids have a really good time. And the sense of community and the warmth that I received from the people I met down there was really, really cool. I'm a baseball guy, and so, but it's much more than that. I think that watching the coaches work with the kids and watching practice and actually participating in practice is a really great experience in a very, very beautiful country. And again, the community of Fondo Negro, I fell in love with the people there. How much the kindness and warmth and sense of welcoming and community is very real and very much worth the effort and worth the time to be part of that. Truly a blessing.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, with that said, Miguel and Francis, I'm so glad that you were able to be here. And so I wanted to open it up to anybody who has questions, including the board. We had some questions for them last night, but if you had a new question that popped up or something you really loved hearing last night that you think is good to share, please feel free to jump in and ask questions. And Miguel and Francis, if you don't understand a question, please feel free to ask us to repeat ourselves, because I know just like your Spanish is ridiculously fast, our English is ridiculously fast as well. So you can feel free to say, hey, I don't understand. so I guess I would like to just open it up by asking you both to talk about your experience with Joshua 1.9 and what you think it is doing for the community, and then also just a little bit about what life is like right now as we're starting to come out of COVID, but still there's quite a few cases in the Dominican Republic, and so I know there's still some curfews and that sort of thing that are in place. So maybe if you could touch on either of those two things, that would be fabulous. Be great.
Okay. Are you going to ask question, or we must to begin talking about the topic, the Fondo Negro, what?
Yeah, well, you start, and then after you have a few things, just then we'll ask some questions.
Okay. Something important that and I want to say is the team is really important for this community, because as you know, we are in the south of the country, and as you know, is a poor community that needs your help. The help that you are giving is really important, because many of the boys who are practicing baseball, there's no the support they need, and their family, they don't have the opportunity, or they don't have the needs for helping them to go to practice, and you are supporting and paying for them. So we can see in their face the happiness when they are practicing baseball, the happiness when they are eating the food you prepare, when they go to the water pump, they have a hope for a better life, because you are helping them, and your support is very important for them and their family. And we are grateful for that. It's something beautiful what you are doing, the foundation, the team, what you are doing for them. And we are really, really grateful, because you are giving an opportunity for being, or for them to be a better life in the future, because now they feel comfortable, because they know that you can support them with the equipment, baseball equipment, the food, that is the most important they need to continue to go on. This is the most important, and you are supplying this part. So we are really grateful for that, and for them, it's very important to continue going to school, like you said before, and you are encouraging them that they continue studying. This is the most important part in this, that the foundation are going for them. So there's no more to say about that, because I know what you are doing for them, and the community is really happy for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Francis, what is life like right now in Montenegro with COVID?
Life is a little is different because after COVID-19 we have trouble right here, but we hope that things be a little better. As a teacher said, that we feel proud of your great job that you have been doing for us at the community. Yeah,
Have your
because we need your help.
what do you think has been the biggest, the thing that's the most hard about COVID life with COVID?
COVID. For
COVID-19.
me, is yeah,
Mhm.
the social distance. We can spend a lot of time with the friends. You know, the baseball field is really hard to be together. Is the hard part that
Yeah, because I think one thing you guys talked about last night is that family and community is like the most important thing to you culturally, right? You would say that, well, Jesus and then your family.
Yeah.
And so the distance that you've had to have because of COVID has been difficult.
Something important, Kristen,
Yeah.
is that Dominican in general are so kind and how can I say that? They want to be together with the other people, friends, family, and other people, hugging and kissing, because this is our mood, and so we need that for the better life.
Yeah.
We need to be together to our friends, our relatives, and the COVID-19 is is a real problem that we are facing now.
Yeah. Is there still a curfew in place, or has the curfew mostly gone away? The curfew? Queda en casa?
Okay. Now is the government is open the hours, because it is really difficult for that. Now is from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Hola. Excuse me, there is a person here. Okay, but it's really difficult. But now it's more open because the government is open the hours now from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
and a free transit to go home until 12 p.m.
Okay. So you can be on the road.
PM. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so you guys know, this is very typical Dominican. So there's relationship to be had right now, and that always comes first. So that's what's happening in this circumstance. So it's definitely, this is normal. So phone rings, it gets answered. People come in, they go talk to them, right, Francis? Steve, did you have a question for them? Maybe for Francis while Miguel is gone?
Yeah, I'm curious. One of the things I got to do when I was down there was I got to go to church one day, which was a really cool experience for me.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how church services have changed in the COVID environment in the in Montenegro.
Francis, can you answer that? You'll have to hit unmute.
What? Repeat again, please.
Go ahead, Steve.
So my question, Sorry, my dog's barking. So my question was, how are you guys able to go to church? And what are church services like now in a COVID environment for you?
Say about church.
Yes.
It's a little hard to us after COVID-19 to the worship, you know, because can't explain that.
Can you meet together and have church, have worship service, have a worship service, Francis, in the church?
Yes, we have some days, not often, just one day as week.
Okay. And what did you do before? Did you have like 2 times a week usually, or 3?
Yeah.
Well, and there was a problem too with Francis's church because also during COVID there was flooding. There were tropical storms and hurricanes that came through, and the church ended up being fairly heavily damaged during one of those storms with the flooding. So that was an issue too for the church. Any other questions that anyone has? These guys are here. It's late at night there. They're happy to talk to us about what's going on, what their life is like, their families, anything. They're an open book, right, guys?
Okay.
Sorry, our dog's drinking water in the background. You might hear that.
That's okay.
Francis and Miguel, and for the board members, this is my wife, Joni.
Hi, Joni.
Okay.
Hi there.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah. A little scared.
There you go. Who knew?
Emily, you asked a really good question last night. Do you maybe want to ask them, Francis and Miguel, again? They've had a chance to think about it now. Except you're muted.
Did I ask them 1 or 2 questions? I know I asked you what was important to you in life. They did answer that one.
Yeah, I think you asked about their hopes, and wasn't that you that asked that question last night?
That wasn't me. That was a good
Oh.
question. I guess someone did ask that though.
Yeah,
What they wanted to see, I guess what they would like in the future, what their hopes are for.
oh, that was Mark maybe that asked that question. Sorry, Mark. That's my bad.
So Francis, are you going to school at the university in the fall?
Are you muted?
Maybe. Yeah.
Muted.
And what are you going to study at the university, Francis?
What I want to study.
Engineer.
Engineering.
Compadre, things are really difficult because the class is really hard. It's virtual. It's real hard.
It's hard to get into the
Yeah,
class or
Emily
hard
is
to take the
asking
class?
So what I remember is we actually got to go
What?
visit the
Emily, I was
university, and it's a
asking-
pretty long drive
Mm-hmm.
to get to school.
Yeah.
We don't understand the question.
Yeah, it's okay. So
Emily-
Francis,
Emily was asking what we're gonna do in the future.
yeah,
Was
what do
the
you hope?
question?
Yes. What do you hope for your future? What do you want to do in the future?
Okay, yeah. Me, for example, that COVID-19 disappear from from the earth. So and continue our lives like we lived before, because it is really difficult, the way we are living now. And then me continue teaching the student and continue helping the boys in the playground and working with you, with the team and the foundation. This is my desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Francis, do you want to have a family someday, or do you want to be single your whole life?
What?
You're a singer?
Do you want to,
Yeah.
do you want to have a family?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids and a wife?
Describe your family.
Oh.
Describe it. Who are living you with?
Oh, okay. With my parents, some friends, some brothers, sorry.
How many brothers do you have now?
And my nephew,
How many brothers are in your house right now?
7.
In your house?
Just one.
Oh, okay.
Just one.
Yeah,
Live with us, yes.
yeah. And your nephew, who is very,
Yeah.
yeah. And Francis's dad works, he's a farmer. He works in does he do plantains?
Yeah.
Does he work for Kanoko?
Yeah.
Okay, so he cuts plantains.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's been able to work even though COVID has been going on.
Most of people.
Go ahead, Miguel.
Yeah.
Most of the people here are living from agriculture, especially the plantation of banana, which they sell in the market in Santo Domingo. In Santo Domingo, which is the capital of the Dominican Republic, you know.
Mhm.
So people plant the banana here, and we are living from this first. Well, many of people, of students, continue studying, and they get a career, they make a profession, and then they change their life. But the principal economic how can I say that?
Yeah,
The principal economic situation or is that
It's
cultivating banana here.
yeah,
This is the agriculture.
yeah. Which honestly, in this last year has been fortunate because the stores didn't have food, but you guys had agriculture and you could eat what you needed to from your garden, for example. Or there were chickens and you could butcher a chicken if you needed to, you know. So in some ways, Fontenegro was kind of fortunate in the fact that it was agriculturally based in their economy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chelsea had a question for you. She put in the chat. She's at her son's baseball game. I forgot she was there. So she says, thank you for being here, first of all. But then she wants to know if you can tell us what life is like in Fontenegro. Like, what does you wake up in the morning? What does the day look like for you?
People, like I said before, people go to the farmer. Most of the people, the father of the family, go to the farmer. So the student go to school in a normal day, go to school. Many of them, when they finish the school, 3 p.m. go to the playground to practice with the team, and then continue doing their homework, for the other day. And for the normal people go to the party, they cheer each other in different ways. They go to the river, go to the beach, they make a picnic at night, and this is the normal life when the food we can prepare.
Yeah. I get many pictures of goats being slaughtered. Texted to me on a regular basis. I'm like, oh, lunchtime. Yeah, that's very normal. There's a
So I have-
river. Oh, go ahead. That's my mom. Go ahead, Mom.
You knew my voice so easily.
I did.
I have a quick question. Once COVID isn't around, are you going to do summer camps? Is there a summer camp portion that you automatically put into the program, or is that just here and there?
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Can you repeat what you said? I was reading Amy's question in the chat. Can you say it again?
Well, you asked them what they've been doing. I'm curious about summer camp. Do you have any hopes for summer camp if once COVID is gone, or even with COVID?
Like what we did before with them?
Right.
Yeah, so that organization is not an option right now. There's a bunch of things that went on with that have made it a challenge with them. But there is another camp that's actually closer. It's not in the capital, that I have been considering as a potential option. We just have to do a little more research to see what we can do. But as of now, the camp we went to before unfortunately is not an option any longer. So Amy had a question for you guys. She wants to know what grade you teach, Miguel. Like, is it elementary school, middle school, high school? What age of students do you teach?
In high school, from first grade to 6th grade. This is the last grade here in the Dominican Republic, the 6th.
Yeah, their grades are the grading system is a little bit different. It's the same age. So like Francis, were you 18 years old when you finished school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the first of the high school from 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's in the high school, Amy, mostly.
In the high school, yeah. When they finish primary school.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if there's no more questions, this was perfect. I just wanted to jump on and give everyone a chance to meet Miguel and Francis and hear about what we're doing. But if there's more questions, we can stay. I just, you know, I want to be mindful that everyone has an evening ahead of them or bedtime ahead of them if you're Amy.
Amy.
Or Emily, evidently.
I do have one more question.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, Francis and Miguel, what do you see as being the greatest need in the community right now?
It's a great question.
Your voice. We couldn't hear the question.
Oh, repeat, Steve. They couldn't hear you.
Repeat it, please.
What is the greatest need in the community right now? What does the community need help with the most right now?
Francis, could you repeat, answer the question?
The community need right now?
what the community needs the most.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the water pumps you are constructing is very important for for us, because we don't have a good water for drink, so we have to buy it in the truck that came here selling the water, and this is what we are consuming now. So the water pump is very important. This is the most important now, because we have water, but it's no useful for drinking. It's not good.
Yeah.
And this is another part I want to thank. I feel thankful because of this. This is very important what you are doing in the contracting the water pump, because this is one of the most important things we need here. So congratulations. This is it's really good. It's really good for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so glad we could hopefully get it done today of all days, right?
Good.
Yeah, on to the next step. So yeah. So what else other than clean water? Is there anything? I know we've talked about latrines, that there's a need for latrines in the community, and some roof repairs, I think, too. So anything else like that you can think of that's needed?
Yeah, we made a budget for contracting some latrine for some people who don't have there in their homes.
Yeah.
So we need to help them with that, because they don't have a place for their necessity, you know.
Yes.
And then it's a good plan that you ask us for making a budget for that, but it was impossible because of the COVID-19. The people who were planning to come here, they couldn't at the end because of the COVID-19. But we are preparing that, so when they decide that they are prepared for coming here, so we are able to work with them.
Next year, we're hoping.
Next year.
Si Dios quiere.
Will be good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know, that's a big thing, just kind of my 2 cents on the latrines and the water system really go hand in hand, because we can have clean water and then have bad hygiene and, you know, no place to go to the bathroom that contaminates things, and it will continue to perpetuate those problems. So the lack of facilities, bathroom facilities in Fontenegro, the lack of running water is definitely an issue, and something that we are going to chip away at slowly but surely. So we'll get there. We'll get some more built.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you to Miguel and Francis for being here. Thank you to everybody in the United States for being here and doing this, being on the call. One last call for questions. Is it just, I don't want someone to go away and then be like, oh, I should have asked. I had this burning question. Going once,
no,
going twice.
Thanks to you for inviting us to be with you, and I'm really sorry because many of the member of the team speak so fast. We couldn't understand the question when they asked
No,
it.
you did great.
So thank
You
you
did
for
great.
being so patient.
You did
Yeah.
great.
Thank you for being so patient.
You guys are the best. I appreciate you a lot. So thank you, everybody. I did put the link one more time in the chat box. If you haven't had a chance to donate, please feel free, but don't feel obligated. And just really appreciate your support and being here tonight and giving through the Great Give and through your prayers and through your ongoing support throughout the year. And everybody that's on this call has had an impact on this organization in one way or another. And I just am so appreciative of all of that. So with that, you can always email me with further questions later. But thank you. I'll give you your evening back and I appreciate your time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone have a nice evening.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.